So, this whole thing about Justin Trudeau going to his cottage, let's examine this for a moment because I've been saying Trudeau going to his cottage breaks all the rules. Well, does it? Yes, absolutely it does, including ministerial orders issued under Quebec's Emergencies Act to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. But first off, let's look at what the Prime Minister himself said last Friday as he was telling the rest of us how we should be spending our Easter long weekend.
But right now, this weekend is going to be very different. You'll have to stay home.
And then what did he do after telling us not to do the outdoor Easter egg hunt, not to go meet with family? He went and met up with his family and had an outdoor Easter egg hunt. Then he posted those very photos of him doing those things on social media. So we all have the proof. We all know that he did it. Trudeau was asked about this. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, he was self-isolating with his family. He was just going home after work. No, that's not the case. Listen to the Prime Minister's own words. He did this. He went to go visit with Sophie and the kids who have been living at Harrington Lake for 3 weeks. That means these are now two separate households. Listen to what he said.
After 3 weeks of my family living up at Harrington and me working here, I went to join them for Easter. We continue to follow all the instructions from public health authorities.
And yet Trudeau claims that he followed all the rules. He didn't. He didn't even listen to what he himself said. He didn't listen to what the Chief Medical Officer for Canada said. He didn't listen to what the Chief Medical Officer for Ontario, where he lives, said. He didn't listen to the Chief Medical Officer of Quebec, all of whom would have told him not to do this. Doug Ford, Ontario's Premier, said, don't go to your cottage. Francois Legault, Quebec's Premier, said, don't go to your cottage. And in fact, there is a ministerial order, it's order number 2020-13, that says you can't do this. Let me read off from this. It says, in regards to the Outaouais, which is the region where his cottage at Harrington Lake is, that this health region is restricted for the following persons who have their principal residence there. Justin Trudeau's principal residence is in Ottawa. It's not at Harrington Lake. Even if you say, well, it's an official residence of the Prime Minister, doesn't matter. It's not the principal residence. The government of Quebec has told everyone, stop going to anything but your principal residence. Look, if you don't know the Ottawa area, the Ottawa River runs between Ottawa and Gatineau. It separates Ontario and Quebec in that area. And anyone trying to go over from the Ottawa side to the Quebec side for weeks now has been stopped by the police and been told you can't come across unless you are an essential worker or you live there and you've been over on the Ontario side working. Justin Trudeau, sure, essential worker, Prime Minister, absolutely. But he doesn't live at Harrington Lake. He broke the rules that he was preaching to the rest of us to follow. That is not leadership. When Scotland's Chief Medical Officer was taking trips after telling the rest of the country not to do it, she resigned. In New Zealand, a minister was actually demoted for this. And Justin Trudeau answers a question about this not once but twice and says, I followed all the rules. And he skates on past it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not leadership. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not even telling the truth. Unfortunately, even in this time of pandemic and this time of crisis, we can't count on Justin Trudeau to do the right thing.